All right.
Oh, yeah! Very good. Okay, very good.
Good morning and welcome to episode 1672 of Hard Factor. It is Thursday, March 20th, 2025. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80% accuracy guaranteed on this podcast. Patreon.com/Hard Factor if you need more Hard Factor. Today, Wes is kicking us off. Wes, what do you got?
Yeah, I got the astronauts coming home, and I've got something I didn't know about, a phenomenon that they are going to have to deal with that only astronauts can understand, a difficulty returning to Earth that us losers who never will go to space, didn't have the brains to get into space, will never understand. And I'm going to tell you all about that phenomenon.
Fantastic. I mean, it makes me feel sad. I can't. Is it something that's good? Like, it's a good thing that we can't handle it.
I think it's a bad thing, but they certainly think it's something that makes them better than us.
Absolutely. They compare it to like a rebirthing, it don't they? It's like
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Like Earth 2, Birth 2. Yeah,
you'll see.
Yeah,
it's a lot of that bullshit.
Hey, it's March Madness starting today, where they do like the non-stop games for the next 4 days. Starting every 5 minutes.
I didn't fill out any brackets this year.
Neither did I. I didn't pay attention this year.
Fuck.
Neither did I. Well, I didn't pay attention. I filled out one of those like free ones on ESPN where it's like, if you get all of them right, you'll get $10 million. And it's like 1 in 8 quadrillion chance. No one's ever done it in the history of. Yeah.
Right. There's just too much going on. They need to make March Madness like a holiday. You know, you should get off work for it. I mean, people are going to end up watching the games anyways. Like, once I realize the games are on, I'm still going to drop what I'm doing and watch some of the games. Yeah. So just make it a holiday, and then everybody will remember to fill out their brackets every year.
I couldn't bet on it though because I didn't do enough research. Like, I don't know enough, like we were talking about. But one of these days,
it's still a bracket. A bracket's almost like
it's still fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like
we usually do one in Hard Factor. But one of these days would be fun to just go to Vegas and just plop your ass at the sports book.
That would be the dream.
Yeah,
that would be the dream.
Here comes another game. And there's another game.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen some like in-season baseball guys there, and that's like every day is March Madness for them, and it seems fantastic.
Yeah,
just sit in the sports book all day.
Hopefully, a few of you are doing that. Hopefully, you're listening to this on the way to the sports book.
Yeah, well, there's some dudes out there. Mark's on deck. What do you got, Mark?
I got a couple of sad stories for you. Well, they're not that sad. They're sad for the people involved, but for us, we're going to laugh at them.
All right, I'm down.
All right, sure,
I'm in.
Faces of Death style.
No death, just a lot of embarrassment and sadness for the people involved.
Bum fights.
No, although one guy, one mugshot makes you look like no, but we'll get to it. Yeah,
and I've got the latest
guesses.
All right. I mean, I'm just trying to set the level. I've got the latest on the JFK files so far. I mean, I don't think anybody's really read all 80,000 imaged pages yet, but I've got the latest I could find.
Oh, someone has.
The time we're taping. I mean, like, some AI has, but is it really accurate? Has like some expert really gone through one of the experts that I'm citing, as we'll speak about it later, has gotten through 20,000 pages. So I don't know. I don't know how many of the experts have plowed through all 80,000.
I don't believe that any single person has gone through 20,000 pages since they've been released. What is that? What's the math on that?
How long ago? 30 hours ago?
24 hours. It's been 24 hours.
Yeah, it's a lot of pages. Was it like 100 pages?
80,000. So how many pages a minute would you have to review?
That's 1,000 pages an hour.
Corey Webb, noted expert who's in the chat, says he's done 30,000.
There you go.
30,000 of the pages individually. Now, I don't know. Is he a JFK expert? Maybe.
These are small pages, fellas.
Yeah. Well, they just one picture on each page.
I mean, yeah, sure. A lot of stuff is like blacked out or whatever.
Frame
and
by
it's-
frame.
It's like images of handwriting. So yeah,
Someone's just control effing CIA.
It's look. Oh, Eric M in the chat says he's done 30,001. See, it's really
That makes
it's
sense.
a race to see who gets to 80,000 first.
Yeah. By the time the show is done, they'll pretty much be done with it.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
somebody will.
That's great.
Many claim to be done with it. I saw there were some AI assessments right away that were totally bullshit. But
You
yeah.
tell us what happened, fellas, in the chat. Who
Yeah.
blew his brains out?
Yeah. Who's the babushka lady?
Yeah.
I heard that's one of the things. Babushka lady is
That's
trending.
one of the new things.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, as people get further through the pages, they find like there's like one like crazy ass page out of 2,000.
Oh, I can't wait for someone to decipher like this A on page 8,000, and then there's a B on page 16,000, and they match up like a triangle, and it forms an I, and
Yeah.
Like-
yeah.
Oh, there's gonna be some of that shit. There's gonna be some of that shit for sure. So we're only gonna talk about like stuff that's been
if you
very
hold up
much.
page 9,000 to the Empire State Building, and you can.
we can
Line
get to
'em
that
up.
level eventually. We're not taking it
spells
there
out.
today.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Illuminati.
that's gonna happen.
Well,
Can't
there's
wait.
Russian grandmothers apparently, so it's gonna get wild.
Yeah, whatever that. I don't know. I literally read just one line of one of the JFK's grandson is upset. Blah, blah, blah.
Babushka.
Well, I can't wait to hear what Will has to say. But
Babushka.
the
I don't really. I mean, yeah, I saw the stuff about the grandson. Don't forget, there's trivia on.
Hey, is he still dead?
next Friday? JFK.
That's what
yeah.
the grandson was saying.
Yeah.
He's like, he's dead. Leave it alone.
Yeah, I mean,
Was he?
he's-
I didn't read that.
Yeah, that's the grandson's pissed. He's like, why
He said
why is
they-
this being brought up again?
He said they wanted the family should have been given more of a heads up. Don't forget trivia next Friday night, March 28th, 9 p.m. Eastern time. If you want to play us, yeah, that's patreon.com/hard factor. Send in the card, drop the golden elbow, play us in trivia next Friday night.
Corey Webb says page 22,456 is all about dicks. Enjoy, Wes. I will. Thank you, Corey. Now I don't have to read 22,455.
You can
pages.
start there.
Yeah, I'll just start right there. All right. Big national news, history. Going back to what JFK days. When did what were the Neil Armstrong? When did the first man on the moon? Was that JFK?
60s, also 60s.
69,
63
yeah.
was JFK, right?
Was he alive
yeah.
when that happened?
I don't think so.
No, I don't
Okay.
think so. He didn't get to see.
That's a bummer.
No.
Didn't get to see the fake.
That would have blown his mind.
have. Yeah. What up?
Yeah.
What up? Anyway.
All those jokes are back.
Yeah. They are
Yeah.
back. They're good. They're good again. Butch and Suni have been rescued. Nearly 300 days in space, like 280 longer than they're supposed to be there. By now, should be national hero Elon Musk via one of his SpaceX capsules. I mean, literally, Elon rescued these astronauts when NASA couldn't do it. So, congratulations to him.
NASA could because they contract SpaceX to do these shuttles, but like
Okay.
they claimed it was like political, the reason that they were kept up there for so long. They claimed that the claim is that Biden could have taken them down and he didn't.
Well, they claimed that
Yeah,
they were going to make their time useful. They were just going to do a bunch more spacewalks and stuff, and that it's all good.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Have you guys seen the dramatic footage? Here's the footage of them landing. There they are, clutching, holding on for dear life as the space capsule drops down into the ocean outside of, I think, Tallahassee is where they landed. And then beautiful, just perfect landing into the ocean. Now, conspiracy theorists, as we know, who have been around the first landing on the moon, think that this is bullshit based on some footage here. They think that this particular footage I'm going to show you right now is CGI.
Some harnessing being placed around the capsule. This harnessing.
Look at the
is
dolphins.
what will
Yeah,
be used
that's what they're
How do you
pointing
fake
out.
this?
The dragging
Look
capsule
at the
out of
dolphins.
water
They're
and
pointing it
onto
out that the
recovery
dolphins are
vessel.
fake.
Wow, we got
Have they ever
a
been to
cute
Florida? There's so
aquatic
many
It wasn't
dolphins.
just one or two.
There's dolphins everywhere.
How do you fake a
I
capsule
mean, that water
dropping
just
out of the
looks
sky?
beautiful. We had
It
ideal
looks like Florida. It does.
splashdown
I mean, it's good.
parameters.
Nick Miller's
and
not having it.
obviously wave height, NARA concern.
Anyway,
The weather
yeah,
is
they're saying
beautiful,
that
as
this is
Jaden mentioned, in the
CGI
60s,
and it's
sunny.
all bullshit. Looks
Looking
real to me.
forward to seeing Crew 9
There's
exit
more
the capsule
dolphins
here
than
shortly
people.
once they get
All right,
like
Butch and
about as
Sonny,
many.
you're gonna have to pretend to be in space for 9 months, and then we're gonna pretend to drop you out of the sky. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's probably
Also,
real.
alarming pictures. It looks like Suni gave Butch about 3 hand jobs a day up there because look at her hand.
Whoa,
Um,
dude.
Yeah,
Gotta
not
look
looking
at it.
good. That's a
Yikes.
picture that's been going around. I mean,
You
she
know
looks,
what,
yeah,
Wes? That looks more like atrophy than overuse to me. That's
maybe. Yeah.
that might be a bad news for the old fashions.
Oh, she started to look like a witch from like horror movies, kind of like in
That's skinny
Sleepy
wrist.
Hollow style. Like, you know how
Yeah.
her hair was always like, no gravity. She wasn't taking care of the hair, but as she got thinner, her hair somehow like got grayer, and she looked
Yeah.
like a fucking spirit.
She looks like Gina Davis in Beetlejuice.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Glad she's back on Earth with us now. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
hot
Welcome
dog.
home. Welcome home. They will be. They plan to visit President Trump at the White House once Suni's hand heals, and they're marked safe from any aliens that may have
food.
gotten inside their bellies.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking. What were the dolphins sniffing out?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's weird to have a capsule land, but like,
Yeah.
what were the dolphins sniffing out?
I
Some
think
alien
it's just
stuff?
like there's so many dolphins in Florida.
Yeah.
It's like,
Mhm.
I mean, when you go
Yeah.
like there's dolphins just everywhere you look.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No,
You
some
land
some
near-
people just
survive
can't.
another week.
They can't wrap their heads around space, so they just want to. It's all
Sure.
fake.
I
It's all
get it.
fake. Yeah. But while their journey in space and their mission home was treacherous on their bodies, according to former astronauts, the hardest mission may still be ahead of them.
Wes,
In-
one real quick to back up that point. There's an NFL team named the Dolphins in Florida.
Yeah.
There's so
Sure.
many dolphins.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
I mean, I've
Why?
seen dolphins in Florida. You look out your window, and you're going to see a dolphin.
They're there.
What are all those drunk guys at the beach doing in Florida? This is fake.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of the accusation. It's a
What are all
great,
these
great
deadbeat
analogy.
dads doing at the beach in
Look
Florida?
at all those Cubans. What's going on? Anyway, yeah. So being in space was tough on their bodies, as you can tell by Suni's hand. But again, former astronauts are saying that the real battle now begins inside their brains. So according to the Daily Mail article by Joanna Tweedy, it says, quote, while the complex health issues that astronauts might experience when they re-enter Earth's atmosphere are well documented, the impact their adventures in space have on the rest of their lives is much less widely reported. And humans who spent time in space, including Britain's first ever astronaut, Dr. Helen Sharman, shocker, as a woman, crazy, have reported. Is Dr. Helen a man or a woman, you think? Helen? I don't know. Helen could be a man's name in Britain.
What? No, there's no man named Helen.
First astronaut, though.
Sure, that's not Helen.
Yeah. They've reported a phenomenon that they say changed their lives forever. And this phenomenon is called I think I'm better than everyone else syndrome.
Right.
Yeah. No, just kidding. It's called the oversight effect. Okay.
Yeah.
Something us nobodies who have never been to space will never understand. But according to people who have been to space, it's a real thing, and it makes living back on Earth very hard to do. So the overview effect, according to AI, Claude AI, is a profound cognitive shift in awareness reported by astronauts and cosmonauts when viewing Earth from space. It's a psychological phenomenon that occurs when someone sees our planet as a tiny, fragile ball, like the one over my shoulder, of life suspended in the void of space without the artificial boundaries of nations or borders visible from orbit.
Yeah, I mean, but isn't this like it's possible that you could understand like that, like the world is a living ecosystem. It's basically like one giant living organism without having to go to space, right? I mean, it's possible.
No, you'll never understand it.
You don't have oversight.
Yeah, obviously.
Is this like when Brooks
no,
Red
see.
finally got out of jail and then they can't deal with not being in jail?
Yeah, I no, it's not like he couldn't
Get me back.
yeah,
Please.
it's just I think it sounds like it sucks. Like life on it's so the key aspects from
Once
AI.
you go to space and experience orgasming in zero gravity and
Mhm.
while staring down at the rest of the Earth, it is hard to. I mean, it's hard to transition back.
Yeah.
Is this
being
like,
on Earth.
I got to go see my family?
I
Yeah.
think that's oversight. I think that's what oversight conditioning is.
Yeah, it's a strong sense of responsibility for protecting our shared
Yeah.
home. That's one of the effects.
I got to hear about all the karate belts I missed from the kids.
Sure.
Diminished importance of national boundaries and human conflicts, a sense of awe and wonder at the beauty of Earth, recognition of Earth's fragility and the thin atmosphere protecting all of life, which is probably terrifying, a heightened awareness of interconnectedness of all life on Earth. So you see it as one, and then now you believe everyone is one.
Oh, so it's like coming off of a DMT trip.
Yeah. It also go ahead, Will.
I just don't. I mean, none of this seems like it's like what it just reinforces all that stuff because you go out to space and you see it, or like were you a complete dickhead before and you decided like, oh, now that I've seen the Earth, it's one Earth.
But
now I'm
well,
gonna
you know,
be
with
nice to other
astronauts, like
people.
they're
What
usually,
the fuck is? I don't understand this.
they're usually one and done. Like they're not going to send Butch and Sonny, who got trapped in space, back to space. So it's like that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. One astronaut, or Dr. Sharman said she was 27 when she made her first trip on May 8th, 1991. She said, after I returned to Earth, I realized what I had once thought about in space was the material things that I owned or aspired to own, that I had not once thought about in space was material things. So now she's enlightened. Material
Oh, here
things
we
mean
go.
nothing.
Yeah, but NASA was paying for your fucking.
Yeah,
you
here
had
we
a
go.
fucking $5 million spacesuit on the entire fucking time.
And
Of
she
course
talks
you weren't
about this
worried about
what-
material.
She
things.
talks about
Are you
this
fucking
syndrome,
kidding?
what, Wes?
What's
On
that?
she talks about this on her book tour.
Yeah, I think so. They go
Yeah,
on tours and talk
okay.
about it's basically a tour.
Yeah.
They go around and they talk
On
to
her
people.
paid book tour.
Mhm. Yeah,
Talking about how she doesn't believe in material things anymore.
Yeah, Canadian astronaut Robert Bob Thirsk frequently talks about his 2 stints in space and the values of how his values changed at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Center in Florida. I think he just stands there and tells people that they have no idea what it is to be human.
Yeah. The speech starts with raise your hand if you've been to space.
Yeah.
Everybody else, go to the back, please.
Yeah. The article also said that family and friends of astronauts can feel alienated. Bob said
No
that he says
shit.
the extraordinary shared experiences astronauts have with their fellow explorers and friends and family are left feeling like they can't ever match what they've experienced.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's no
I
way I
made
could
you
be friends with
dinner.
astronauts.
Oh, great.
You know, I went to the Bahamas last summer. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I remember looking down at the Bahamas from space. You know, you fucking
Yeah.
nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You loser. Was it pretty at sea level? You piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's when you throw some astronaut food at their fucking head, like here, take the astronaut ice cream.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Enjoy the chalk.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's really not like, come on, they're just giving themselves a name, a syndrome name for having been to space.
For
It's
sure.
it's not a syndrome. You've just been to space. That's it. It's not.
I don't hear William Shatner talking about this shit.
No, they all do. Shatner almost like fucking. He almost had a heart attack. He was so overcome with like this sensation you're describing.
Astronauts
Right?
are insufferable.
Yeah.
And it's like everybody who goes to space this is like the feeling. Oh, I went there to get the overview effect. And so it's like, I mean, you know, now that space is like a tourism thing.
Yeah.
And so it's just okay, overview effect. Give me a fucking break.
Just
You're
the ultimate one up. That's what it is.
No, it's just you went to space and it was cool. Like it's not, you're not like all of a sudden enlightened. It's like you went to space, that was cool. You saw the Earth from a long way away. That was fucking really cool.
Can you imagine an astronaut filling out their Christmas card of what they did this past year?
Listen,
He's so
always
fucking,
on the good list.
yeah.
so annoying.
If I went to space, you guys would never hear the end of it.
Oh,
That's for sure.
absolutely. Absolutely.
I have a T-shirt that says "I went to space and you didn't."
I'd be constantly bringing up things that I missed so that I could be like, "Oh yeah, I missed that. I was in space."
Oh, was that when I was in space?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that must have happened when I was in space.
Anyway,
You're the best.
yeah, it's amazing. Those fucking pompous bastards. Anyway, they're back. Now they are going to be. They'll disappear for a while because they've got to, reacclimate to the earth.
Oh, we will see them all over the place soon.
Yeah.
soon. Yeah,
On the
Don't
Today
after,
Show, the Tonight Show,
Yeah,
the
after-
Midday
Don't
Show,
worry.
the
after Sunny's
Tomorrow Show.
hand job, hand heels. Once again, there it is. So yeah,
Wreck.
congratulations, they're back, and can't
Congrats.
wait to see more of them. And I bet that their time in space would have been a lot more enjoyable and less stressful if they had remembered to bring some breakers with them, right? Lucy
yeah.
breakers, to be specific. 100% pure nicotine, always tobacco free. These breakers, which I have one in right now, you can't even see it. You can't even notice I've got it in, which is one of the things I love most about them. I'm cool, calm, and collected, getting my nicotine without anyone knowing it. I frequently pop them in when I'm working. No one can tell, and it's amazing. If you want a little extra hydration, a little more flavor, you just pop the little capsule inside, and boom, you're off and running. So set yourself up with a subscription and have Lucy delivered straight to your door. No going to the gas station for lesser quality brands. These things are also coming 8 up to 12 milligrams. I use the 8s. You can get them up to 12, which is probably a bigger change in your life than seeing Earth from outer space. Right?
That'll give you some perspective.
Pop it in your first 12 will give you an effect. You know what I'm saying?
Always funny when you hand somebody a 12 who never does any pouches, and their reaction is classic.
Best not to mention the amount there.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's level up your nicotine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/hardfactor. Use promo code hardfactor to get 20% off your first order. Lucy has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. Again, that's lucy.co. Use code hardfactor, get 20% off. Here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age. Every order is age verified. Warning: this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Well, you know what else? Luckily for Butch and Sonny, our show today is brought to you by BetterHelp, and they can tell their therapist all about how they're having a hard time getting reacclimated to Earth.
Yes, they're gonna need that.
But you don't need to have gone to space to take to receive the benefits of therapy. Everyone can, and you don't need like some trauma in your life that was like one event.
You don't need oversight syndrome.
You don't.
Right.
Everyone
But
can use it.
But you can have a different fake syndrome that you've given yourself, and take that straight to your therapist at BetterHelp.
That's right. I mean, because the goal of therapy is to learn more about yourself, become the best version of yourself. And let's talk numbers. Traditional in-person therapy can cost anywhere from $100 to $250 per session. Okay, then you got to get in the car, you got to waste gas, you got to sit in the waiting room. It adds up fast. But with BetterHelp Online Therapy, you can save an average of up to 50% per session. And you can do it from home. With BetterHelp, you pay a flat fee for weekly sessions, saving you big on cost and time. Therapy should feel accessible, not like a luxury. And with BetterHelp, it is accessible. You can even switch professional therapists like at no cost. They're all great. Your mental health is worth it. And now
toddler needs some better help. He's getting home right now. You know what I mean? He could use some better help.
Yeah. So I know that you guys have benefited from BetterHelp. You guys won't shut up about it. It's like you're an astronaut with it. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp
gives you an astronaut's point of view. It honestly, it's your own personal oversight syndrome. Once you have that help,
you wouldn't understand, Mark.
I'm happy for you guys. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally on our globe. It's convenient. It's awesome. Your well-being is worth it. Visit betterhelp.com. Visit betterhelp.com/hardfactor today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/hardfactor. And you can get 10% off your first month. So I've got a couple of, like I said, sad stories for you today. It happens, but the subjects of these two separate stories are besides themselves. Is it beside themselves or besides themselves?
I think it's beside themselves.
Beside themselves.
I mean, you're beside yourself when you can't believe something.
Right. That's what I was saying. What the fuck does that mean? Is that like you're out of your body upset, or you're just you're watching yourself go nuts, or you're acting like
so
anyone
mad
besides yourself?
Yeah, you're so mad you're having an out of body experience. You are beside yourself.
Okay. Some of these idioms don't
you're
get
beside yourself.
Idioms are not my thing. Enough beating around the bush, though. Let's head over to William Patterson University, a college in New Jersey. That is where Martin Becker is a professor of environmental science, and he's a paleontologist. Huge nerd, Martin is.
Oh, yeah. Dinosaur nerd. biggest
Yeah.
biggest kind there is. Yeah.
Biggest
right,
kind
Wes.
there is.
They say that dinosaur people are very intelligent, which is probably true. Also makes them one of the biggest nerd categories, as Wes points out.
They also act like elitist assholes, like astronauts. You would imagine. All right, you don't know anything about dinosaurs. So he's passionate. He's passionate about fossils and shit like that. So Professor Becker, let's call him Professor Beaker to make it more fitting. He's been working on a nerd project. He's spent hundreds and hundreds of hours collecting fossils that are over 380 million years old, which would be impossible for some to believe. So you won't feel sorry for Beaks if you're in that boat. And I'm not trying to burst their bubble, but he personally went on hikes and collected over 200 Devonian age marine invertebrate fossils from the high mountain area of Wayne, New Jersey. You know, corals, crinoids, trilobites, brachiopods, mollusks, and the first ammonites. Of course, I don't have to tell you guys about the Devonian era.
No. They you can frequently see them, their imprints in stones. Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
I'm preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
Fucking nailed it.
Yeah. Obviously. And these things, they weighed about 1,000 pounds in total that he collected. So he gets all his fossils, and meanwhile, he's been contacting a colleague in Florida telling him he's about to monograph these bitches. A monograph is something a guy who's never heard of nor will encounter vabbing does. It's like an incredibly in-depth study on a single subject that ambitious nerds do sometimes, and then they get awards or whatever for
Could
doing
you
it.
imagine how this guy would lose his mind if some chick vabbed onto one of his specimens?
What are you doing?
Oh, it would ruin the bacteria. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Something a lot worse happened to him, Will. So the guy in Florida is like, great, you do all the work, you get the fossils, then send them to me and I'll take it from there. I don't know exactly what their arrangement was, but the Florida guy was sitting pretty. So Beaker, he finally stops collecting fossils like an autistic kid that finally takes a break. He's got them all organized. And he
needed a snack,
he works with the mailroom guy at his college and says, hey, I've got 19 boxes here, each weighing between 20 to 60 pounds, full of the most precious things in the world to me. Can you ship them to this other nerd in Florida? And the mailroom supervisor, Raymond Boone, says, no problem. That's what I do. This will be a piece of cake.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, sure it will.
Can you ship my fossils for me?
I can't believe this guy didn't do it himself, which was
My life's work of fossil collecting.
lesson about to be learned.
Delicate fossils.
Yeah.
Very delicate.
I trust you, mailroom supervisor.
Use the heavy duty tape on that, will you?
Careful! He's tossing the boxes around. Yeah. So on June 18th of last year, UPS picked up the packages. But guess what, Beaker?
He just gave them to you.
Yep. Just give them right to UPS on June 18th. So guess what, Beaker?
So like clay rocks.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's
No
again, he
insurance.
filled out,
Wrap them up at least.
he filled out the
bubble
form
wrap 'em.
fragile, and then when they said, how much do you estimate the price to be? He said infinite, I think.
UPS guy's like, what is this? What are these rocks?
Yeah. He's throwing them in the back. Yeah, we'll get them there.
You can be as rough as you want with this one.
Yeah.
Rock.
Some guy working a 14-hour shift chucks him in the back. So guess what? Beaker keeps checking in with the Professor Sunshine over there, and there are no bones in Florida. Weeks go by. Now, Beaker is not an aggressive guy. He's a paleontologist, but he starts asking mailroom Boone, what's the deal? And Boone says, you didn't get the tracking numbers? Don't worry, they'll get there. Finally, Beaker, he gets some tracking numbers about 5 weeks later, claiming the packages are still in New Jersey. And then a few more months go by, and Boone's telling Beaker he's leaving no stone unturned, and don't worry, we'll get them. And then finally, Beaker gets word from UPS that the university didn't pay their shipping invoices, and the packages all got dropped in a landfill in or around Nashville, Tennessee, and all the fossils are lost and destroyed like a Bitcoin hard drive.
They're where? Oh no. This guy.
How long did he work on those fossils?
He is beside himself.
He said his quote was hundreds and hundreds of hours.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, it could have been thousands, right? So
Yeah. Brutal news for Beaker, who, as you can now picture, as Wes said, is besides himself.
yes. Really is.
So Beaker, he went ahead and recently sued everyone: the university, the mailroom dipshit.
Suing everybody.
He's suing everyone: the university, the mailroom dipshit that didn't pay the bills, the UPS, probably the mountain and the lake he collected the fossils that weighed too
Right.
much from.
Park.
Yeah, and he's suing for, as you can imagine, emotional distress because
He
the
should
guy
sue himself for shipping his life's work via UPS, and he did it what from New Jersey to Florida. So like so he could have driven that down I-95 in like 20 hours, or less, and instead he shipped his life's work with UPS.
Oh, he's gonna rent a truck. He's gonna rent a truck next time if he finds any more fossils.
No shit, he will, right? Maybe.
Monograph ruined, by the way.
Yeah. I imagine paleontologists, some of them are very poor.
Well,
Dude,
the
it's
shipping
cheaper to rent a truck. It's cheaper. Shipping UPS rocks.
Yeah.
Dude, that was like he paid $1,000 to destroy his life's work.
Well, he paid nothing, as did the university, because they didn't pay their bills. He thought the university was going to pay the bills.
Right. He was like, they're good for it. They're good. They're okay. Right.
They've never let me down.
Shipped thousands of rocks this way.
Yeah. And
the university's going to be like, Gene, we destroyed your program months ago, and you never accepted it.
Yeah.
You're coming back still, and no one knows
we
why.
don't have a guy named Boone that works in the mailroom. Yeah, it could have been Boone in on it with UPS, and they've just got all the fossils. Anyways, now this guy can't get out of bed. His life is ruined.
That's tough.
He's beside himself.
Class is canceled.
Was he out there just collecting rock by rock?
Yes, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, he was hiking up a mountain, and he's like, "Oh, this is a good."
He likes to hike.
Fragmentoid.
This is his main fucking like hobby that he does. I mean, yes, it's devastating, but he could have handled it any number of different ways where he wouldn't have devastated.
It's
himself like this.
Exaggerated seashell collection.
I found the Mecca of Devonian fossils.
Ancient seashell collection. Correct.
Yeah. I think there's more of them, probably. I don't know. But they're not going to get their report done. Oh, another person who's beside themselves is the mayor of, guess where? Lumberton, New Jersey. Mayor Gino LaPlaca. So tough episode for New Jersey.
I remember her.
Do you?
I feel like I do.
Well, LaPlaca got LaPlastered on St. Patrick's Day.
She looks like she could, take down a drink or two.
She can. Well, no big deal though. It's St. Patrick's Day, right? Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah.
That's what she says every year.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it's St. Patrick's Day, so it's
some sort of holiday.
Deal.
Yeah. Well, the problem was she started a little early and then went to go try and pick up her kid from daycare in her car.
Ouch.
You do start early on St. Patrick's Day. You do.
It's a daytime drinking event.
Yeah.
Well, she got smashed before whatever daycare pickup is for a 2-year-old. And the daycare people caught wind once she started throwing green beads at them and calling all the kids leprechauns.
Ouch.
Yeah. Yikes.
So then they gave her the kid, though, I guess.
They gave her the kid?
Yeah.
Interesting move by them. But they reported her immediately. Ouch.
I'm the mayor. Okay, mayor. And then a witness recorded a driver later identified as LaPlaca who was, quote, unable to stay in their lane and nearly hitting a utility pole as her 2-year-old child sat in a car seat in the back of a BMW.
That's a bad one. That's a bad one. She's not the mayor anymore. That's a bad one.
Not going to be the mayor for long.
She might not be a mom anymore.
They might
think on St. Patrick's Day.
Whoa, that's her mugshot. The difference.
Whoa,
look at that.
Her mugshot is impressive.
Couple of car bombs at 2 at noon. Couple of lunch roadies.
It's like a meth before and after.
Her husband went online to defend her, saying, hey, it was St. Patrick's Day, and also she's battling with an addiction, so unless you want to walk a day in her shoes, don't judge her.
She's very Irish and addicted to Guinness.
Yeah. She got the kid, didn't she? The guy said.
Everyone's alive. Calm down.
She was arrested for DWI. And,
it's tough.
Imagine, since the kid was 2 and the mugshot looks like this, the town's probably not going to reelect her if she doesn't step down.
No, you're done. You're not the mayor.
You got to step down.
Yeah. So that's sad for her, sad for the professor guy. But everyone's alive. All good.
Yeah, that's a step down rehab move, and then you're right back on your feet.
Yeah.
But right now you got to do the step down rehab move. It's not.
Yeah.
It's a classic St. Patrick's Day fiasco.
Yeah.
She was the mayor of Guinness on the 17th.
Yeah.
St. Patty's Day is probably the start of many a rehab journey.
Many
For sure.
many rehabs start on St. Patrick's Day.
How late is a 2-year-old in daycare though? Can't you start popping them once the kid's home?
Yeah. Yeah, you should just, I mean, if you know, you should just leave them home that day and just pop them.
Yeah, just don't.
The reason why St. Patrick's Day too is because it's like a weekday holiday like that. It's like it's one of the few weekday drinking holidays.
Yeah.
And so it's gonna get you. It's gonna get people.
It's been I've gotten some of my most drunk times on St. Patty's Day for sure.
The day is circled.
I mean, it's a work day drinking.
You might
event.
forget loved ones' birthdays, but not St. Patty's Day.
I've been in cuffs on St. Patty's Day. Let's just put it that way.
No, I mean, obviously, we hope she gets the help that she needs, and we're glad the kid's okay. That's why
She needs to pull the trigger now. Yeah, she should make the move. Do the thing. There you go. Well, still a hilarious story. She's beside herself in that moment.
They're beside themselves.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the JFK files to close it up, guys. Did we get the JFK files? It's a big nothing burger anyways, so it doesn't matter. That's what most people were saying. And yeah, maybe so. Maybe that's correct. Maybe those people can take a victory lap because as of the time of taping this, Gerald Posner, the author of the best-selling 1993 book, Case Closed, Lee Harvey Oswald and the Assassination of JFK,
Of course.
told the Post in a phone interview on Wednesday he was about 22,000 pages into the files, and he had not seen any bombshell pieces of evidence yet. But there is some interesting stuff about the CIA in there. So one file explores a theory that a small clique in the CIA was involved, as well as an apparent KGB investigation to determine whether the assassin Lee Harvey Oswald was a secret Russian agent or not.
That's the babushka link.
The babushka. Yeah, it must be. And then a June 1967 memo details how a former U.S. Army intelligence officer, Gary Underhill, fled Washington, D.C., quote unquote, very agitated day after Kennedy was shot, and claimed to a friend that a quote small clique within the CIA was behind the assassination, and he was very agitated. The small clique within the CIA was responsible for the assassination. He confided and was afraid for his life and probably would have to leave the country. He said in that document, quote, less than 6 months later, Underhill was found shot to death in his Washington apartment. The coroner ruled it a suicide. So that's
because he didn't want to get suicided himself. That's
corner.
Yeah.
Or
you go along with that if you're the coroner.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you want me to write?
He hung himself with a bullet. Right. He shot himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Classic bullet hanging. It was one of those CIA person who's right here. Quote, the friends whom Underhill visited say he was sober but badly shook. They say he attributed the Kennedy murder to a CIA clique, which was carrying on a lucrative racket in gun running, narcotics, and other contraband. The Ramparts passage reads. And it noted that the CIA clique allegedly killed Kennedy because he caught wind of their business and was, quote, killed before he could blow the whistle on the drug running that the CIA was doing.
A bunch of
There's nothing.
That's true. That's. That's lame.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing but there's nothing concrete in it. But it's all the stuff that people already kind of assumed, right? Was that there was forces within the government where they originated, who knows still, but that made sure, or at least didn't stand in the way of it happening. But nothing concrete. People who said it was going to be like a nothing burger, you can kind of take a victory lap, maybe. But that's pretty juicy what I was just talking about. So that's from the first, that's from the first set. I think there's more documents, so we may hear more about it. Mark said something.
That's new, right? The
Yeah,
click,
I mean,
the click is new.
newish.
Yeah.
Newish,
I mean,
like those exact like documents of him confiding that in people. Yeah, that's
Was
understandable.
Underhill talked about? I'm not a big JFK.
I think
reader.
so, but
Yeah.
maybe he had a lot more material released
Yeah.
on him this time. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. But Mark sent something saying we may live inside a black hole, so maybe none of this matters anyways. And my biggest takeaway from the JFK files concerns the UFOs. I have no idea if this is real, but Blair White tweets 10 days before JFK was assassinated, he demanded the CIA to brief him on UFOs. And I think that's all you need to see, really. If that's real, I think that's just the answer right there.
Yeah, that pissed me off, that black hole thing. It's like mysterious James Webb discovery, says scientists say our entire like universe or galaxy could be within a black hole that has sucked the entire universe in, and then there's stuff outside the black hole. It was like, what the fuck off? Like, this is
Maybe
why
this guy knows how
this
it
is
works.
why it's annoying.
Yeah,
Get it
I
killed.
haven't noticed that.
What does that even mean?
Kennedy.
I haven't noticed that I'm inside of a black hole today.
Right.
No, you haven't noticed it, Wes, but it could be true. You never know.
I hope we are inside of a black hole.
It kind of would be cool. What if black holes were the only places where life was, and so you had to go from black hole to black hole, and it was like a party.
We don't have to
Black
worry
holes
about
in
them
the
anymore.
Destination.
Yeah, they've been getting a bad fucking rap if that's the case.
We're already
Right,
inside
but
one.
actually
We don't have to
cool.
worry about them.
Right.
Yeah, black
And then
hole.
every other black hole is like this too, where there's like cool shit to do.
Yeah. I like black holes.
Yeah, it turns out black holes are okay, you know?
I'm glad we're inside of one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can order
It's warm.
pizza from within a black hole, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Wet.
Nice.
Yeah. That's great. That's the show. Thank you for listening to Hard Factor. Remember, you can go to patreon.com/Hard Factor if you need bonus podcasts and to play us in trivia next Friday night, March 28th, 9 p.m. Eastern. But most importantly, get out there and have yourselves a great fucking day.
The cream of the crop!